Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here. We're going back into Variant 7. This is Chapter 2.2 with the SpiderGwen boss. And we're going up one of the middle lanes where it has Counterstrike and Bubble Shield, and then Aggressive. And so for these first couple fights, I'm just bringing in Star-Lord, and I plan on blocking a lot of the specials. Don't want to deal with the Counter-Strike unblockable nodes that much because it can be a pain. And yeah, so I'm going in with Star-Lord. I'm blocking a lot, but again, it does also have Bubble Shield. So when that Bubble Shield red icon gets to 10, the next hit is going to be unblockable. And I went in too early there, so this next hit is going to be unblockable. So I just dex that, and then from then on out, it kind of resets. So unfortunately, I lost my combo, but not the biggest deal. It was early on, and yeah, we're gonna hit him with an L3. And we're just going to let Star-Lord's damage kind of just do the work, and try to get this guy down before the Counter-Strike comes into play where he is fully unblockable. So there, we're at 4 charges now, 18, 19 on the block, so one more block, and then the next hit is... So this next hit is going to be unblockable, so you have to dex that. And on those dexes, it's like 3 dexes. So yeah, it's, you can use up your Counter-Strike dexes quite quickly. And then we get to another L3, we fire it off, boom, kills him. So got out of that fairly unscathed, not too bad. And then next up, we're going to go in to Sunspot, and going to go back in with Star-Lord again. And we're just going to try to see how far we can get with Star-Lord. Yeah, and so long as you kind of don't get too crazy with the decks and you manage the blocks, you can get around most of these fights fairly easily. And with somebody like Star-Lord, I mean, look at this class advantage, getting some intercepts in. And, the Counter-Strike, it does go to your advantage with giving you some Fury damage. But, with somebody like Sunspot, like if he goes fully unblockable, you can easily work around that without any problems. But some other champs might be a little bit more difficult depending on... how you attack them, what kind of specials they have, stuff like that. But you can see like this Sunspot goes down super fast, no problem whatsoever there. And yeah, we're gonna move on. 42 hits. Now we got this Warlock. Now I can fully dex his L1, and normally, it really just depends on the situation, but I do mess up here with Star-Lord. I should have been able to finish him off, but I just messed up right at the very end, and it's because I wasn't paying attention to the Bubble Shield counter, and you'll see that gets me whacked. And I do run willpower. If I didn't run willpower, this fight would be significantly easier, because when he throws his L2s, those armor breaks aren't going to be degenning me and power draining me. Yeah, so, which, over the course of the fight, it's not that big of a deal, but you do lose some damage output with losing those specials. I do try to push them to L2s just because it's easier just to get out of range, and you don't have to have your timing dead on with the special, like you do with the special ones. So you can see here we're at 9 on the Bubble Shield, we get a nice intercept, and then I'm just gonna block, and I was gonna block, and then Dex out of that, yeah, and the bubble shield got me. So, but normally I just do like the 3 dexes that you do to dex out of the the 3 beam parts that he throws at you. Basically, I just do that twice. Once to kind of get out of range, and then the second set of 3 dexes to dex the projectiles. And yeah, so here you go. Basically, I do that. And why do I do it twice? It's just to kind of like practice the rhythm. So I do the first time basically the same cadence, same rhythm, and then the second time is actually dexing the beams, and it just happens to kind of go with my flow, and that's how I do it. So had I done that, I would have been fine, but I was kind of close to him, and I just like, oh, I'll just block this. And yeah, I wasn't paying attention to the bubble shield, and it got me wrecked. So next up, we're going with Nick Fury. This fight goes really fast. I'm just going to try to put on light ending bleeds on this guy, and he dies super, super fast. I think I throw off an L2 as well. And Sentry, this fight is pretty simple, pretty easy. And yeah, Nick Fury does a mighty fine job. Look at that bleed damage. Get a deep wound bleed and get a heavy off. And he is just about gone here. Plus, we still have the whole LMD phase, which we're not even going to get close to doing. And I think this L2 doesn't finish him off. Get out of range, and one light combo ender right there, and he goes down. No problem. 55 hits. Pretty clean, super fast, and easy. Yeah, and then next up we have Nick Fury. And I'm just going to use Nick Fury to go against him. You know, I still have not got his L1 special evade down in full. I mean, I think I've done it, you know, a few times randomly, but you know, usually I will dex the first 2 parts and block, and then dex out of the last. Granted, I do get smacked there, but I get smacked there, and I'm like, okay. So we get LMD gone, which isn't the worst thing, just because the damage output is so significant with that Fury active. And we're just going to try to get this guy to get his LMD off. And we're basically going to try to bait him to throw heavies. Fully unblockable there, but again, I can't fully dex that L1 reliably. And I just didn't have enough health, and with him being LMD gone, he killed me. So I go back in with Guardian, and I'm just gonna kind of try to dance around a little bit, try to get him down to 30% before we start going in. And then we're just gonna bait heavies, and hopefully he doesn't hit too many times into the block, because he can go fully unblockable on that 10th hit. Here I get smacked again. I guess I need to go in and practice that timing, because I just don't have it. Beta heavy there. We're going to try to push him to an L2. So we do an early block bait on that combo, and we push him over to L2, push him over to start a new set of charges, and we finish him off. So would have been nice to get him in one shot on the first go, but yeah, can't evade that L1, so I suck there, and we died. And then last up, we're going to go in. So I think I originally had planned on using Nick Fury to take out this SpiderGwen. But I do know that Night Thrasher is an excellent counter for SpiderGwen. The only thing that he really doesn't have going here is that his skateboard attacks, his mediums, his heavies, and all of his specials are all skateboard attacks. They cannot be evaded at all. But in order to get a lot of that in, I felt like you had to get a lot of blocks in. And with that bubble shield, that kind of doesn't help very much with that whole strategy. But you're going to see, like, I kind of got into a groove. And I thought I was going to solo this. My intercept game was on pretty good. And the damage output, this is only a rank 1 6-star unduped. The bubble shield, I just really need to keep an eye on that, and then also try to mitigate how many dexes I was doing, because while she can't evade any of those medium attacks, you can't do really any long combos reliably, just because she's got her 5 charges, so it's like, kabam RNG just feels like it's 100% evade chance. But yeah, we're just going to be baiting specials, baiting heavies, going back in with 2 mediums, hitting off special ones, putting those incinerates on, which aren't doing a ton of damage, but they're putting in some work. And we're going pretty good. We're 60-something hits in, 30% off. But if you look at my health, I've barely lost any health. Night Thrasher is super tanky, and yeah, so he can do a lot of blocking. It's just you really got to pay attention to that bubble shield stuff, because you can get messed up really easily. And then if you dex too much with the Counterstrike, yeah, you can go on fully unblockable, and you got to wait that out or get intercepts in, bait heavies, all that good stuff. So there, we got past the first bubble shield. Again, basically once it hits 10, just let them attack you and make sure you dex, and then you'll be fine. And then you basically start all over. And then once you get to 20, same thing. So I'm getting some nice intercepts in. And she's almost about halfway down. I'm trying to do as many medium attacks, because medium attacks or skateboard can't be evaded. If I throw light attacks in there, she's going to have a pretty high chance to evade, and I don't want to get smacked. I can get off a medium, light, medium while she's under the stun. And yeah, so we're just trying to get off as many hits as possible. We're going to throw off the L3, which puts on like I'm not even sure what it's called. It's kind of like a disorient debuff, but it's a passive. And the stun times, there I tried to go in and I just got smacked. So now we're going to try to get back some of that health. Don't get back much from the adrenaline, but if you get intercepts in and you're doing it with a medium, you're good to go. So we are still ahead in health, 35% to 45%. Yeah, you can see like evade, hit her with an L2, boom. And I don't know, maybe I should have gotten back to an L3, because I feel like with those elongated stuns, I was doing well, and then I got hit again, and that was off of the 20th hit, I think, or maybe it was right after that. I don't think that was unblockable, but I just got smacked, and I'm like, okay, can I close this out? It's coming pretty close, and I'm gonna die here pretty soon. Throw off another L1. We're almost back tied up. And I just missed the evade on the L1, which is sad because that's very simple and I just mistimed it. 45,000 health left, but I took off 300,000, about, almost. Not too shabby. We're gonna go back in with Warlock, and I'm just gonna parry heavy this girl to death. I think we get some deep wound bleed action going. We're gonna get her infected, reduce some ability accuracy, but she will go down on the 5th heavy, and we get the clear, and that's it. But yeah, that's that line. Thanks for watching, fellas. Hope that helped some, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.